Hello everyone, I'm Xiao Gang. Okay, let's continue looking at our FString. As for FString, I think everyone should be very familiar with it. Well, I personally think it should be very familiar. As long as you use Blueprint, you basically can't avoid pre-building it. For example, if we drag out an FString, we can see it here. So this FString actually has some method inside it. For instance, UEC, open right. Remember this YouTube video? We can see, find our YouTube, and here there is a video these methods. You should be very familiar with them. You can see here what contents, underways, file, video, assumptions, whether we use it is whether it is a number, then these left and right cuts, then how to cut spaces. These middle you can see. There is also a place. Is this place an in-place replacement or a new layer? And this is splitting. Right, look at this stream to color. This is what we just demonstrated. Uppercase and lowercase. This trim. Yes, actually. Personally, I think this thing is actually, there's not much need to go over it again. No need to repeat these things here. It's quite simple. So let's pick a few common ones and just demonstrate them. For the rest, just take a look. For example, here. I want to check what this spotlight function does, right? You can see, we can double click to enter, and then in case-meet, you can see at this position. Do you see this? It's the thing you just saw. Then in case-meet, within ScreenLibrary, there are many methods here, and also many of these comments. All of these are for handling this fungus. Basically, any method you can think of, it actually provides them all for you. Let's take a look. It includes Kismet fungus neighbor. Since that's the case, let's include it. Then go back to our fungus neighbor here. Let's include it. We still have a few methods to demonstrate for you. I think I won't go through them one by one. This one loves to be a technically low content one. The second one takes up our class time. Yes. So let's erase it first. Okay, let's continue. Then let's write another method. We'll call it modifies string. We create this method. Then we'll pick a common one for everyone. For example, let's make a simple comparison like this. We stream. Okay, we call it stream1 equals txt. Then we FString, stream2, we give it a txt. Actually, they only differ in case. Then our second one. The first one is B call. Because we know this equals sign must have been overloaded. Here we checked. Okay, then we check whether they are equal. And then we say we might need case sensitivity. We should use another method. Here, we can use this case. This is case sensitive. We can do it this way. And here, we pass in another character. Okay, here, we can follow with an enum. Search curse. Okay, here we set a case-sensitive option. We can get this value. That is, whether it is a triple equal. This is a judgment. And then another thing, let's look. That is, we can use this container to perform a search on the string. Next, we declare another string, that is string under. Then inside we write. Then we want to make it. Determine whether it contains a certain character. We can do it this way. We can let it RG content here, then here. It will pass many of these parameters. You will find it has these as a call. search from front to back. The rule of searching from front or from back, and whether it is everyone needs to write. Look at this method. So obviously here we let it search for engine. Then it contains the word engine. Then we let it case type B. Search kit. We let it consider case sensitivity. Then we let it start searching from the beginning. So if you don't write anything by default, it will start searching from the beginning. The site is similar. U R D R. Here, light star. Let's see, we can click into it now. Here, this checks whether the string contains the specified string. By default, talk, it searches from the beginning. We can put both of them in like this. Then we take a bold B content. B content start. That is from the beginning. Here we just give it an end. And that's done on this side. Actually here, it also has a find. There is also a find. Let's use this find instead. There is a find here. And as for this part, it should return the index. At this point, we let it find this real in Unreal Engine. Then here we actually don't need to pass it anymore. Yes, we don't need to pass it later because it's a default method. Then this part means to find. And if it finds it, it will return the index of the first location found. Then let's write it down. Let's make it case insensitive. One searches from the beginning, one from the end. Let's format it and don't duplicate this variable name. Okay, then we set a breakpoint here. I'll just cut out the irrelevant footage in the middle. Then we'll go directly into this breakpoint. Let's take a look at the result of this execution. It meets our simple expectations. We have an error here. This is very simple because the types don't match. We are returning an index. Okay, so it's quite obvious here. It's an index of n. Let's see if the values they return are the same. Okay, I'll restart it like this. There shouldn't be any issues. Okay, we've entered here. Then, after entering, we have two strings. You can see that the first one is equal, and the second one is false, because the case is inconsistent. This is Unreal Engine 5. Contains. You can see these two are equal. Then, searching from the front gives 2. It is also 2. This proves that the search works fine. As for the modify string, basically, there are no issue. Okay, next, let's look at some other methods. Alright, we'll just close it directly here. Okay. Let's just keep this name. It's really difficult for us to name it. We need to add a suffix. Keep it simple. Then let's look at other methods. For example, now let's look at some simple operations like string concatenation or replacement. Okay, so first, let's buy a string. Steal. Call it STRER. Then we directly assign a value to it like this. Let's call it this. This is my good code. Give it a semicolon. Then if we want to concatenate, we give it another string. We can splice it in place. We want to directly use the addition assignment operator. So actually here, we can directly do this and it will be spliced on. We give it a... What is your code? what does your code look like? So for the addition assignment operator, it actually performs two operations. That is, it creates a new one and then copies the original back. So at this point, it has already undergone such a change. Then we can also do this. Actually, we added this to it. This way of writing actually, today is a good day. Okay, this way of writing is also acceptable. Then after adding it, it actually overloads the operator. So this font is a new uniform, right? It should be like this. Okay, no problem. Then you can observe patiently. You will find that we have many KismetStringLibrary here. There is this math library, and some of these PS Path ones, and some platform ones. Actually, these methods, you can all try it out yourself. A corresponding mapping like this is completely fine. And if it's like this, actually, if we also involve additional systems, we should have an open one. You can see the other side can directly let it open in. Then we can directly write here. Take a look. The type it needs to pass is the FString type. Maybe if it can't be done this way, let's write another one. To add still and, we write it like this. Another code. Here, okay? It seems like this cannot be done. He might only be able to add a single chart. For example, something like this TCHAR. We should probably call it my chart. We can do it this way. Let's give it an A. We might need to do it like this. That's it, it's done. See, it's done like this. So that part is no longer needed. It should be like this. This is a simple concatenation operation. Actually, you can see it here. And there is also an open one over here. Actually, you can. Then we can add another one. Here we can add another BCD for it. Yeah? Okay. No problem. Then let's take a look at the other APIs. Actually, things like these remove functions are relatively simple. We mainly want to show you this replace function. For replace, well, note that there is also ReplaceInline and this replace. Right? And for this replace, you can see here, it requires quite a few parameters. Let's have it do a simple replacement of BCD. Then we replace DCD with this. Called the BCDEF4. Okay. No problem. Then note that we can click in reality. It will return a copy. That is, it returns a new one. We will need to connect it. Alarinet is just right. Okay. So actually, we can also perform an in-place replacement. Let's take a simple operation for the in-place replacement. Reprise. So for the in-place replacement here, ReplaceInline, we can replace today with tomorrow. Here, we replace the word today with 3 strokes. Like this. If you pay attention, there are many of these here. Tomorrow. How do you spell tomorrow? TMM. Let me check how to spell tomorrow. I kind of forgot all of a sudden. Note that this part is price inline. You'll see that it's an in-place replacement. It will show how many of these have been replaced. We can connect it. Okay, we finished washing it now. Then we set this breakpoint here. We'll go directly in. We'll still add a string to its end to prevent it from jumping out of our scope. We'll go directly in here. We created a character string. Then we append to this character string. Recopy. You see, now it becomes, this is my good code. What's your code? Then here we perform another addition operation on it. But it did not affect us. This place now becomes 3 sentences. This is my good code. What's your code? Today is good. And the previous sentence was not changed. Then here we created a TCHAR. And this TCHAR equals A. Then we add an A to it. Then you can see this place. Today, with him A. Then we add BCD. ABCD comes over. Then at this point, we have it do a replacement. But we don't want to change our original string. Then you can see it becomes ABCDE. And it is still ABCDE. Then for this ABCDE, we don't like there today. I hope tomorrow is also a good day. Then at this point, we give it a replacement. One replacement is made here. It becomes tomorrow is a good day. Okay, so this is the end of the simple demonstration for this lesson. Though we're still pretty relaxed, these demonstrations. But actually this is very important. We'll show you later. We have some more practical stuff. When we talk about it now, we're still explaining some simpler ways to output the data, because later we'll cover how to split your URL and how to split the data the way we want, because sometimes during network transmission, it doesn't always come in layers. Sometimes it just sends you the data directly. At that point, you have to learn to split it yourself, which is quite painful. That is to say, mastering this process. The string splitting evaluation is still quite important. Okay, see you in the next lesson.